I have gone seed starting crazy. Yep, that's right. Our seeds need a lot of time to get growing. But I wanted to show you my setup because I went online to look for a tiered system like this. Are you crazy? We're trying to grow seeds here, right? So I don't want you to think you have to break the bank to do this. You definitely don't. Thanks so much for being here. It's the Thoughtful Gardener, and we're talking today about starting your seeds. I have been seed starting now for several seasons. I find that there are varieties that I just love to grow, and I grow a lot of organic produce sustainably, and I love to have things in my garden that I've grown from seed. Now, many of these seeds, like we've discussed before, take time, and because I have a very short growing season here in 7A, which is central Pennsylvania, our last frost date is May 15th, and so we got to get growing earlier. And I'm trying to keep from annoying my husband and taking over every square foot of counter space because, let's be honest, I definitely have done that. So I decided this year that we're going to make a system that would make it a bit easier for me with moving my seedlings around and also give them the right light requirements. See, the problem with seed starting is most people don't have enough sunlight for them to grow adequately. You can get them started, but then they're gonna get super leggy. So let me show you one that I just made for a seed starting class on purpose leggy to show you the difference. So this is my leggy tomato. I purposely did it wrong to show you what not to do. So when you start tomatoes, the problem is that they require heat first and then light. So I put them on the heat mat. I purposely left them too long so they would try to jump up. Because once your seedlings get a little bit of green on them, they need to come off that heat mat. The top needs to come off. And I purposely did it wrong because I wanted to show people what would happen. So this poor little tomato plant is very leggy. It's very weak. It's really not pretty. Now let me show you one that I did right. Look at this gorgeousness. Well, what we did right here is we started it same way in the heat, and then we started it in the light. But you want to keep your light source just above your seedling. See, we're trying to grow strong plants here, and you can see that this stem is really strong. And what we did when we transplanted it is we planted it really, really deep. So once it's got its true leaves, then you can transplant it, and that's what we did here. We transplanted it into a larger container, and then I also used a little bit of wind therapy. You may not know this, but there used to be a biosphere program out west. These crazy people went and lived in this dome together, and it was supposed to be this perfect little utopia where you could grow your own plants and everybody live in peace and harmony, and it failed. You wanna know the number one reason it failed? No wind. See, trees need wind. They have to get strong by blowing in the wind. It helps root them down, and because there was no wind in the biosphere, the trees died, and so the project failed. So wind is really important when you're starting your seeds too. This is just a little portable fan that I got, I think for $8 at Walmart. We're not trying, however, to create a giant windstorm. This is not what we're trying to do. We're just trying to give it a little bit of wind, kind of right above the plant, and that's just going to be enough to keep this stem strong. So not only do we want light, but we want a little bit of wind. So get yourself a little portable fan. The other thing you're gonna need is seed starting mix. Now, I've gone through seed starting mix in a previous video. I absolutely love the Sphagnum moss product. I've had really great results preventing a disease that's very common in seedling called damp off. So I highly, highly recommend you try that product. And this is what I was holding earlier. My local Lowe's has these amazing grow lights, and that's why I can talk to you about them. They're so amazing. This literally was about $20. I'm super duper impressed with them. They don't get hot, so it's great if you've got kids or pets and you're worried about little people touching things and not wanting to hurt themselves. So they're not hot, they're not generating any heat. They have these great little hooks, and you can either install them with J hooks that it comes with, or they have these really nice metal cables with traditional hooks on there. And the cables are nice because then you can lower and raise as needed, because you want that light source to be as close as possible to your seeds. Again, we're trying to make short, stubby, strong plants, not giant, spindly plants. And that's gonna mean that you wanna keep the light source really super close. It also has the ability to what's called link in, meaning I can run multiple light systems on multiple levels by linking them Christmas tree light style, where you link them one cord to the other. So head over to Lowe's. They had an entire section of different types of grow lights, but I'm super happy with these so far. So let's talk about my setup here. So we've got the lights, and then we have this really pretty cart. Now this is a stainless steel cart. I got it at Costco. It's a rolling cart. Now I will admit I've had this for a year because I was using it out in my garden shed and it was doing a great job, but I really felt like it was ideal for going seed starting, which is what I had in my mind when I bought it. Now I bought this over a year ago. It was about $85. I have a feeling with inflation it's probably gone up, but definitely check at Costco. I was able to wrangle it into a cart, but it is a little bit heavy, so you might need help if you go and buy it. Although I do know if you have a membership, it's possible they'll deliver it to your door. The other thing I did was I went and got these huge trays. This came from a restaurant supply store and they were $8. Yep, $8. So there's no reason why you need to go crazy and spend a ton of money on these systems. I literally saw this system in a gardening catalog that, by the way, I really like. Their products are nice, but let's be very honest. Who of us can afford a $900 seed starting system? I think this is totally insane. So for the setup, I have the actual system itself. There are multiple shelves with this. I only put 4 and they're at different heights. So as the seedlings grow, I can move them up to the next level and there's more light available on the level above. I also bought these trays to fit, $8 a piece. So yeah, approximately $100 in the shelf, $8 in the tray, and then whatever your setup is. So in the system I've seen in the magazine, all you're getting are the lights, in some cases the under tray, and the system itself, and it doesn't roll. Now, if you are really looking for something very stylish, maybe that's for you. I just have an issue of paying more for the seed starting system than the seeds itself. I think it's crazy expensive, and I want you to have a great value. So I think you can do this for under $200 by using these hacks. Let me know what you found in your own garden, which is working. I really appreciate your support of this channel. If you like what we're doing, give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and tell all your gardening friends that this is where it's at when it comes to doing gardening sustainably. Garden thoughtfully and take care.